Hello everybody, this is 5 Minute Nerd and I'm so ready to talk about Dungeons & Dragons with you again. Today we're going to take a step away from the Dungeon Master.
Oh, thank God.
To take a deeper look at you guys, the players. I want to talk about small things you can do as a player to make the game more enjoyable for the Dungeon Master and the players around you. You might be surprised, but this is not going to be about strategy or character builds or skills, but hear me out. Here are 5 tips to make you a better Dungeons & Dragons player. Number 1, pay attention. The most important thing you can do at your D&D table to keep everybody happy is this simple. Pay attention to the game. Listen to the Dungeon Master's descriptions, listen to the other players, take notes if you must. Just try to keep track of the game in general. Not knowing all the rules or not having super creative ideas all the time is absolutely not a problem, but you don't want to drag the game down by asking, sorry, where are we? Or, wait, who's this guy again? Ask questions about your surroundings and communicate with the Dungeon Master and the characters of your friends. Show that you're engaged and interested in this crazy world you're all building together. You'll realize that it's an amazing feeling when you're the one who remembers a tiny detail from last session that helps the group in a dire situation. If you find it hard to stay focused or the adventure is too slow for you, there's always the option to take action and make it thrilling yourself. Jump into the spotlight with your character and push the group a little bit forward. If staying focused with D&D in general is a problem for you, maybe talk about it with the others and see if you can tweak the style of the game together to make it more fast-paced. Number 2, know your character. In Dungeons & Dragons, no player really has to know all of the rules out there. Most of the time, the Dungeon Master will be happy to cover the heavy stuff for them. But what you should definitely know in and out is your own character and what he or she can do. You should know what you're good at, what you're absolutely bad at, what stuff you're carrying with you, how to cast your magic spells, or how to attack with your weapons. You don't want to be that player who constantly has to be reminded which dice he has to roll to swing a sword around. The good news is, all that stuff is on your character sheet, so you don't even need to memorize all that. Learn the basic weapon rolls and how your magic works, and you're already better than at least 50% of D&D players. Number 3, trust the story. So the Dungeon Master came up with a fun little quest, and the plot hook dangles right in front of you. A giant attacked the village my daughter lives in, please, go find her and bring her to safety. Clearly that's where the action is, and that's what the DM has prepared for the session. But what if your character is neither interested in helping out random townsfolk nor in slaying giants? What if your character doesn't even want to be a hero? What if your character doesn't even want to go on this adventure, but would rather open up a tavern in the middle of Daggerford? Well, to be honest, then this character probably shouldn't be in this campaign at all. To keep a D&D campaign running and fun for everyone, the players should go with the flow of the adventure, at least most of the time. You don't have to let yourself be railroaded into quests you don't want to do, and of course the players should always decide what to do next. I mean, this is a game about freedom of choice, right? But be a good sport and follow the leads of the plot every once in a while. Your Dungeon Master will thank you for it, and it almost always leads to a better gaming experience. Number 4, don't be afraid to fail. Some people tend to forget that D&D is not a game that you can win or lose. It's about going on a fantastic journey with fictitious characters, experiencing a great story together. How boring would that story be if everything always went right? I see a lot of players trying to stick to what they're good at, playing the game as safe as possible out of fear their character may lose something. Health points, equipment, or his life. I mean, yes, it does look like you really shouldn't make that jump from one rooftop to another, but wouldn't it be absolutely badass if you tried? The most memorable and fun moments I've seen in-game have come out of situations where a character acted daring, irresponsibly, or flat out stupid. You could succeed and live to tell the story, or you could fail and still live to tell the story. So what is there to lose, really? Number 5, be a team player. This last one should go without saying, but it sadly doesn't. A lot of new players come into D&D with a board game or video game mindset, thinking that one player should achieve more than another, or that one character should be the star of the story. But a really great player doesn't put himself front and center all the time, but instead tries to enable the other players and get the best out of them too. Build up friendships in your group of characters, or even friendly rivalries, but keep interacting with each other. Ask the rogue of the party if this isn't a job for your new tools right here, or support the bard on his weird personal quest to open a tavern in the middle of Daggerford. Sometimes people need that encouragement from inside the group to come out of their shell and really be able to shine in game. I'm sure most of you out there already have these things in mind when you're at the D&D table, but it doesn't hurt to think about them every once in a while to remind yourself how to be an even better D&D player. Thank you so much for watching this and supporting the channel, it means a lot to me. I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll see you back right here next time.